Welcome to another episode of the Luke Pipala Show with Shide.
108.
Yeah, 108.
108.
Another big episode. It's always a big episode here. And we're just gonna get into it. So over the week, the Daniel Penny case.
Yeah.
You remember the Daniel Penny
I
case?
do know the Daniel Penny case, yes.
The guy with the sharp jawline. Well, he was recently back in court, and the jury in the case actually notified the judge that they're deadlocked and they're unable to come to a unanimous decision on the charge of second-degree manslaughter. So,
Which is just ridiculous.
Right. So if you remember Daniel Penny, there was a homeless man. I believe this was last year or beginning of this year.
I don't remember exactly when it happened, but
He was going crazy.
Yeah,
in
the homeless
subway
guy,
car.
Jordan Neely, he came in. According to Daniel Penny, ripped his jacket off, and others. I mean, all the witnesses kind of agreed. Whipped his jacket off. Started talking about how he was not afraid to go back to prison, not afraid to spend the rest of his life in prison. He'll kill everyone on this train, whatever.
He happened to be African American,
and he also actually happened to be. He had a bunch of priors. I think he was a lifelong criminal. I mean, he did go to prison.
Yes.
I want to say I don't know if it was a warrant or he had something out for like felony assault or something like that. I don't know. The guy was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he was a piece of shit.
And Daniel Penny was in the Marines
yes,
too.
I believe he was in the Marines.
So former Marine, and he was basically acting in self-defense.
Absolutely,
because this
as
guy
anybody should.
This guy threatened to kill multiple people. Right? Are we correct?
Everybody on the train. He
he
threatened to murder everybody on the train.
He was having a psychotic break, and we're not going to play the video for you now. We don't want to get banned. But this guy was acting in self-defense, not only of himself, but everybody else on this subway car in New York.
I heard Jordan Neely was actually, he had, what is it? Synthetic marijuana in his system.
Yes.
And after the synthetic marijuana, he had like a, what does he have? He has some sort, what's that fucking disease? Why am I not prepared?
I mean, I don't know. It's
schizophrenia. He had a
so
schizophrenic breakdown.
Paranoid schizophrenic.
Right. So, I mean, but it was caused by, his use of synthetic marijuana and everything else. So, I mean, he just kind of fucked himself up.
And the left lauded this guy, of course, because he
Oh, my God, yeah. I mean, outside of the courtroom, BLM protesters
Yes.
were so loud that the fucking jury could hear him.
Yes, and also, too, they said how he was an innocent Michael Jackson impersonator. You know, they play...
Well, so that was a whole other thing. That was the defense.
Yeah.
The defense was kind of going at... the prosecutor was kind of going at, trying to multiple times throughout this entire thing, the prosecutor was consistently calling Daniel Penny the white man and Jordan Neely the black man.
Right.
Was bringing it back to race. And then the defense came up and said, I'm going to call him Danny, if you don't mind. I'm going to call him Danny instead of the white man and the black man. And they went back and forth. And then, like you said,
identity politics.
The defense then came up and was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry that," because the prosecution played the video of the interrogation the first time, where Daniel Penny did not know that Jordan Neely had died.
Yeah.
But they were going back and forth talking about it, and Daniel Penny basically called Jordan Neely what he was a crackhead, because he is a fucking crackhead, and so he called him a crackhead. And that was what the prosecution was going off of, was saying like, oh, you want to call him a crackhead, like that's shitty. And then the defense came back and said, yeah, I'm sorry, we're not calling this crackhead who said he was going to fucking kill everybody on this train a Michael Jackson impersonator. He wasn't there performing and singing songs. He was threatening to murder everybody on this fucking train car.
It's just really interesting because this is the same city, New York City, where they tried Trump, and they tried to get Trump on criminal charges for paying off a porn star hush money with campaign funds, which nobody ever was at risk of going to jail for this ever.
Okay, so what? I mean, we don't need to get off on the tangent, but so what? He paid off fucking a porn star for, with his money. Where's the $20 billion or whatever the fuck money that Kamala Harris had for her campaign?
Exactly. Here's Daniel Penny right here, walking out of court. So he's got one more. There he is. Oh, he's coming. He should be over here. Where are you, Daniel? There you are. Yeah. I mean, and I didn't even know this guy was that young either. That's the thing. I had no clue. I thought he was much older. He appears to be much older.
Yes.
But anyway, it's just very interesting.
Yeah.
And so when we look at this, we look at this case. I mean, right here, right? So we have all the news accounts on Twitter talking about this. So right here is basically a summary. Daniel Penny, 24, put a homeless felon in a fatal chokehold to stop him from attacking people on his New York subway train. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Very interesting. The bail $200,000 appeal was rejected.
Yeah, of course it was.
Right. Jordan Williams, the man who was
he stabbed a homeless man.
20 years old, stabbed and killed a homeless man to stop him from attacking people on his New York train. So here's the difference, though. Why I bring this up.
And they're both self-defense.
Right.
You know,
these were the same exact things.
Right. Actually, I mean, if we want to be honest here, and I'm not trying to play identity politics, and I'm not trying to, be racist when I say anything, so don't fucking come at me, but Jordan Williams stabbed a homeless man, and Jordan Neely put him in a chokehold. So,
right. But
if we want to talk about, the violence level.
But, this is a race thing, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, the fucking media made it.
Right. Same thing, right? But these two trials, right, both the same. Daniel Penny and then Jordan Williams, they both did the right thing, first off.
100%.
They both did the right thing. They were defending their subway train that they were on from a homeless man who was probably having a psychotic break and threatened to kill everybody.
Right.
Both are the same thing. Daniel Penny, okay, had the $200,000 bail. Appeal was rejected, okay? He was white. Now you have Jordan Williams, who did the same exact thing, bail $0 and charges dropped, okay? I mean, when you look at he looks kind of like us, and he doesn't look like us per se.
No.
But you get the point. The point is, I think it was racially motivated, those two things.
Everything in New York is racially motivated.
Which is really
Luke,
sad, too, because
this.
nobody gets justice, I feel. There's not equal justice in that area of the country when it comes to things like this, that they bring up race. It's very frustrating.
Right, because I don't want to be sitting here bringing up race. I want to be sitting here applauding both of these men for doing their civil duty.
These two men are heroes.
Exactly.
These two men are heroes.
Exactly. And the fact that New York even decided to bring charges against Daniel Penny is fucking disgusting. It is disgusting. I can't believe that, it's simply all coming on the white-black narrative. That is what it is, and it's disgusting.
Well, they always do that. All the politicians
Right.
on the left, they do that.
Right.
And it's very frustrating. Yeah, dude. I mean, we talk about too Jordan Neely, right? The guy that was killed.
Yes.
His father comes out of nowhere and sues, I think it was Daniel Penny, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Out of nowhere, when the father apparently was not in the picture for years and years prior. He's
Right.
just coming out of the woodwork now.
Right.
A little bit weird. And so in New York, a bunch of shit's happening, and this is not the last story that we will talk about, a killing in New York.
Unfortunately not, because the next story.
So here's how you know that the ruling class in America is hated by everybody, majority of people, okay? So right here, the CEO of United Healthcare, his name is Brian Thompson. He was assassinated a couple days ago. And so basically what happened was this man was, he was in New York, lives in Minnesota, but was on a business trip. The CEO of United Healthcare
Right.
was in New York for a business trip when all of a sudden he got assassinated. Some guy in a hood shot him in the back of the head.
Shot him in the back of the calf first.
Right, shot him back in the calf.
He shot him a bunch of times. I'm pretty sure he used a suppressed 22, which is actually just, I mean, it's a quiet gun, I guess, and then you put a suppressor on it, but it's just, I don't want to call it funny because obviously it's tragic, but it's very funny that when we saw it first come out and then the video first leaked, we were hearing a lot of people going, this was a mob hit. This was a professional mob hit, da-da-da-da-da. And then you realize that the professional mob hit, the guy used a suppressed 22, which sure could be, a mob hit, but then he got away on a bike through Central Park. Doesn't sound very mobbish through me.
No.
And he dropped or threw his backpack. Again, not very mobbish to me.
And in the backpack was Monopoly money.
Yeah, this guy,
Like a Batman villain, people are saying.
Yeah.
And here's why I say that the ruling class is hated in America. You would think that people would be outraged. A businessman was killed, assassinated on the street in New York, bro. People were cheering.
do we have the video? Do we have the view pulled up?
We
That video
can.
of Sonny Hostin.
We can, yeah.
Yeah, pull that up.
Let me pull that up for you because this is really shocking too. I think I sent this to you.
Yeah, you did.
But
Our favorite bitches at the View.
our favorite bitches of the View, yeah. So they're Sonny Hostin in particular wasn't necessarily condemning the killing of
You're
this man.
DMing my cousin.
Rich Pharaoh. Oh my gosh. I didn't even mean to. That's the thing. I didn't even mean to. Okay. But
funny.
here's the thing. Here's why I say, and then I'll go on a little rant about how fucked up we are as a society.
Yeah.
And why maybe people being mad is kind of justified. But this is Sonny Hostin on The View reacting to the murder, the assassination of the CEO of United Healthcare. Check this out. You're going to be very interested.
I was looking at some of the social media comments, and I try to stay away from social media, but it said some of the comments were thoughts and deductibles to the family. One of the comments was, unfortunately, my condolences are out of network. And so I think it really, isn't that something? I really think it's reflective about how people are feeling about their health care. And if you look at this particular CEO, while he made about $10 million a year, which is not actually unusual for a CEO of a company this size, this particular health company, United Healthcare, is the largest company that's responsible for Medicare programs for people over the age of 65 And
Sonny Hostin
our
is eligible,
country
by
is
the
one
way.
of the only countries that
Is she
doesn't
really?
have
No.
universal health care, and we don't take care of our elderly, and people are...
By the way, completely unrelated, but the set of The View.
It's kind of holly jolly. I fuck with it.
Wow.
I kind of like it. Oh man.
Holy hell.
They just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in. I love this set.
Talk about getting a boner for the holidays.
I know.
Holy
You know what's the
hell.
best part about this set? There's no Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's no Whoopi Goldberg. She's actually playing the tree right there in the back.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, she's dressed up as the tree.
That's
She'll
good
come
for
out
her.
halfway through the show.
Good for her.
But yeah, completely. I had no clue.
She'll
This
come
is
out
what
and go, Pete Hegseth is an alcoholic. She'll have to read a legal note from inside the tree.
And you should have voted for Kamala Harris. One of those. Let's continue to play this.
are feeling the pinch. We talk about that all the time. And I think people are really angry at the healthcare system. And unfortunately, it's translating to this father.
Okay, so here's the thing, though, when we talk about Sonny Hostin. That isn't necessarily a
Bad clip.
it's not a bad clip or a bad take, okay?
No.
So we talk about this, right? They're talking about the suspect, right? Let's talk about him and then I have a little rant to go on about this. So investigators released a picture showing the face of the man they believe killed Brian Thompson outside a Midtown hotel. They said the words delay and deny were written on bullet casings collected at the murder scene. All right, so here he is, right? They caught him on the cameras. And going back to that Sonny Hostin clip, she's kind of justified when talking about all this. Because healthcare in this country is too much. It costs too much. And so that's one of, to kind of cap that off, and then we'll continue talking about the killer. To cap that off, like, a decent point by her. Obviously, justifying somebody dying and being killed is not good.
I don't really know that she was justifying it, and not to play devil's advocate for Sonny Hostin, who
I'm trying not
we
to.
both really don't enjoy.
We don't like her at all, but that's not a terrible
It's not a
take.
terrible take, but what she's doing is she's trying to explain why people do not like this guy from United, and I mean, she's reading the comments and then trying to then just flip it and say, they're responsible for, what was it, Medicare, Medicaid, whatever she said.
The biggest company.
Yeah, so she's just trying to justify it, I guess, whereas, you or I would probably be reading that and then condemning them for, the loss of this man. That's not how you go about things.
I mean, this man had a family.
Right, that's not how you go about this. I don't know if he had a wife.
I think he did.
Yeah, so, I mean, he had a family, and to try to justify, why people are feeling this way, that's just, it's shameful.
Exactly.
It's shameful because he died, and somewhere there's a family out there that's missing their husband, their father, whoever, and obviously our hearts break for the family, at least, no matter what, for at least the family.
But somebody's heart who isn't breaking is the killer. I mean, look at this again. Look at this again. This picture, right? He's smiling. See, some people said it was like a combination of Chalamet and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh my
is
God!
what the killer looked like.
Yeah, he does.
So they're talking about the manhunt, right? This was in its second day. I believe this was yesterday. So this is the third day where they're looking for this guy. Authorities released the two images that they said showed the face of the man they believe fatally shot the chief executive of one of the largest healthcare insurers in the country. Okay, they're looking for him. One of the investigators' main goals remains finding a surveillance image of the suspected shooter where his face is entirely unobscured. A senior law enforcement official said, describing the man as extremely camera savvy. Even in the pictures released earlier today, he's under the hood, okay? Continuing on, this is interesting. The authorities have been flooded with tips from all over the country, and each potentially credible one must be run down, a senior law enforcement official said. Every question leads to 100 other questions. This is a solid investigation. I'm confident that he's going to be an ex-client or an ex-employee or a conspiracy theorist. But insane levels of labor to find all of these different things. Look at all of this. So the New York Hilton Midtown, and then we have the site of the shooting. Gunman flees through the passageway between the buildings. Gunman travels by bike and is later spotted near Central Park. You briefly mentioned that.
Yeah.
Gunman visits Starbucks before the shooting.
Dude, imagine being so calm, cool, and collected that you go get a venti latte before you fucking gun down a CEO of a major healthcare company.
It's their target audience, though.
I mean,
It's
yeah.
their target audience. Okay, so here's the rant. How expensive are you going to make healthcare to the point where people say, fuck it, we're just going to kill the CEO?
Yeah.
And another thing, too. The ruling class in this country, the top 1%, the political elites, your Pelosi, your Clintons, your
We don't even
Bush,
have it on the slate, but
your
did you see Pelosi's fucking
You're
net
damn
worth?
right. It's like 271 million.
Yeah.
The people are pissed. We, the people, are pissed off.
Right.
Our country was not designed to be an oligarchy.
No.
Our country was not designed to be ruled by the 1%. The blood-sucking leeches
Right.
that are these politicians
Right.
and wealthy billionaires, okay? This is what makes Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders sound kind of similar in terms of messaging.
Well, which is what's so funny to me, because everybody wants to shit on Donald Trump and say, oh, he just wants to, get his buddies paid and he's all in for the money, and everybody, it's all money. But it's like, bro, look at all the money-hungry fucking people that have been here for decades.
Exactly.
Nancy Pelosi's been here for decades.
Trump lost $1 billion when he was in office.
Exactly.
And people don't want to acknowledge that.
Exactly. So it's just very frustrating to listen to whoever wants to come out against Donald Trump and say that he just wants to get his buddies, rich, and he just wants to get rich. And it's just like, did Nancy Pelosi not endorse Kamala Harris?
Exactly.
Like the richest woman, I mean, she's not the richest woman, but I mean, one of the biggest insider traders.
And it's really bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Well,
And
it's very... Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't even know what I was going to say about it, but I mean, I really am, I don't know. I guess I'm really disappointed in America for being as divided as it is. And if we're going to use the money aspect of it, is like, okay, it goes on both sides. Whether Trump does want to make his buddies rich, Kamala Harris wasn't going to do anything to get Nancy Pelosi out of there.
I know.
Kamala Harris wasn't going to do anything to get, all these, to take down a rich man. I mean, I want to say Mark Cuban, but he hasn't done anything illegal.
No,
But I mean, like, it comes on both sides, man. And
I know.
I don't know.
Something Tupac said, which is very interesting, and I'm not a big Tupac fan, but Kendrick Lamar on the last song of his album, To Pimp a Butterfly, had a conversation with Tupac. He took this from an old interview. And I feel like these words hold a lot of weight right now. They just killed the CEO of United Healthcare. The people are tired and pissed off. He said, the ground is going to open up and swallow the evil, right? That's how I see it. My word is bond. I see. And the ground is a symbol for the poor people, right? The poor people are going to open up the whole world and swallow up the rich people, because the rich people are going to be so fat. They're going to be so appetizing. You know what I'm saying? Wealthy,
Right.
appetizing, hungry. The poor people are going to be so poor and hungry. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be, there might be some cannibalism out here. They might eat the rich. Very interesting observation from Tupac. And so when we continue on talking about this United Healthcare CEO, who was he? What did he do? Well, this is from the Post. And apparently the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, let me get this ad out of the way, was facing a DOJ probe for insider trading when he was killed and targeted in the New York City shooting. Again, we are not justifying the killing. The killing of this man is awful. However, the 1% in this country are basically oligarchs at this point, and they're able to influence the laws and politicians, and which is partly why we have this show. So, from the Post, United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was one of several senior executives at the company under investigation by the DOJ when he was gunned down outside a Manhattan hotel on Wednesday. Thompson, who was killed in what police called a targeted shooting outside the Hilton Hotel in Midtown, exercised stock options and sold shares worth $15.1 million on February 16th, less than 2 weeks before news of the federal antitrust probe went public, according to a Crane's New York Business report from April. The stock price dropped sharply after the revelation that the DOJ was investigating whether the company had made acquisitions that consolidated its market position in violation of antitrust laws. A source familiar with the probe told the outlet. Thompson's stock options reportedly had several years until expiration, and the sale of shares was his first since assuming the helm of parent company United Health's insurance division in 2021. Thompson, 50, along with United Health Group Chairman Stephen Helmsley, said Chief People Officer Aaron McSweeney and Chief Accounting Officer Tom Roos sold a combined $101.5 million in shares, with Helmsley personally netting just shy of $85 million, according to the report. Charles Ellison, founding director of the Weinberg Center for Corporate Governance at the University of Delaware, told Crane that shares sales by firm principals are typically scrutinized by a company's general counsel, who can determine whether any additional disclosures to the market may be required before the trades are executed. Okay, another picture of the gunman, right, crime scene. But isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that he was already thought to have been insider trading, already under investigation by the DOJ? So this man doesn't seem to be a completely innocent man.
No.
But it's just another symbol that the wealthy, the 1%, they're not innocent. And I really do think they are influencing everything in this country, whether it's media, what they allow to be shown,
well, obviously,
politicians.
we've seen that clear as day.
But like, I'm gonna keep talking about this too. Like we'll be talking about Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump, but I feel like this is the reason why populism in this country has grown, because people are seeing now we have the internet, bro. Now we have freedom of speech, but a free transfer of information, true information. It's not biased by a mainstream media. You see people on the right and the left that are seeing this, and they're breaking away. You have internet shows on the right and the left. And then, too, you have politicians, which Donald Trump, call him what you want, certainly a flawed individual. Same thing with Bernie Sanders, but they're echoing the same thing.
Yeah.
They have the same goal in mind, right? They want rights for workers. They want things to come back to this country. However, Bernie Sanders wants something like Medicare for all. Donald Trump wants closed borders. They have different ways of getting there, but the outcome is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And so it's fascinating. We'll talk about that, but the powerful people in this country, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And speaking of powerful, speaking of somebody that did something really stupid, do you wanna lead this one off?
I would love to. Internet sensation and one of the dumbest people. I mean, she's really not that dumb, honestly.
I heard she's Jewish.
Could be. Anyways, Haley Welch.
This is an X thread.
Yeah. So the Hawk Tua lady, she had a fucking Bitcoin or some sort of what do they call that?
She launched
cryptocurrency.
She launched a cryptocurrency.
Yeah. What did she call it? It was like, was it Hawk?
Hawk/Soul. I think it's just Hawk. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really know too much of this, but what I do know is that she's being investigated to go to prison for stealing money, $50 million from her fans.
A little 50 mil.
Quite frankly, I think she should be arrested well before this, because there's no reason that the lady who said Hawk Tua should be a millionaire
only in
the
America.
Year 2024.
Only in America.
Oh my God, only in America.
God bless.
And
this
I'm pretty
country.
sure, I'm a little bit sure she might be a Trumper. I don't know 100%, but what I'm going to say is I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about anybody's rights going away when there's people on the other side of this earth that literally can't show their fucking ankles, but some dumb blonde can go Hawk Tua and then get her own internet show and then get millions of dollars. And then, I mean, we could fucking wrap that right into the OnlyFans girls that we talked about last. Like, she doesn't do OnlyFans yet, but like, dude, like,
it's coming.
What are we doing?
It's coming.
What the fuck are we doing?
Can we talk about that real quick before the Hawk
go
Tua
ahead.
girl goes to jail? I can guarantee there will be an OnlyFans account started.
A Hawk Tua OnlyFans?
I guarantee.
Ooh.
Because that's the only thing she's gonna have left.
Yeah.
That's the final boss.
Dude,
That's the final boss.
She
in
might-
America today,
you're right.
as a woman, that's your last option.
So how much money? I'll tell you that here's what's going to be the title of the scene or whatever she's doing on OnlyFans. It's going to be Hawk Tua does Tua on her whatever her boyfriend. I think she calls him Pookie. So she's gonna Hawk Tua Pookie, and she's gonna make what $100 million.
I can't watch it. Watch this, okay? Her public approval rating right now, public opinion, I believe it has to be really, really bad, right? Watch the OnlyFans flop.
Oh yeah.
And then she fades into obscurity.
I hope so.
And we don't see her.
I hope so.
And we don't see her.
I've never been more annoyed by someone in my life. The fact that she is famous and she was a meme. She was a meme.
Personally, though, this is what happens. Either you get the 15 minutes or you do whatever you can to hold on to
Which
that
is
bitch.
understandable.
Like Bad Baby, the lady from Dr. Phil, the Catch Me Outside girl.
Yeah, she's on OnlyFans too.
Right, and she's killing it, though.
Yeah.
So that was her last option. She has nothing else to do. There's nothing left. She's nothing left for her. So this is very interesting. But the Hawk Tua girl, to get back to it, right? She conned all of her fans out
I
of
forgot
50,
we were even talking about
out of $50 million, okay? So here, right? This is Haley Welsh. This is the Hawk Tua girl. She's smiling, right? This was before the meme coin. So this is it. Okay? The Hawk cryptocurrency was up and then went down
hard.
Holy shit, that was really, really hard. All right, so in case you didn't know her, right, this is her. We've all heard this. We'll play it for you anyway.
And spit on that thing.
Right.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk and spit on that
Right.
thing. You get me?
Legendary. We don't even have to continue to harp on it, okay? So then she became very popular, started collaborating with many celebrities, watched a Talk to a podcast, the 5th most popular podcast in the world. I don't know how. I don't know anybody who watches it. Okay, so then getting back into this though, she made a terrible mistake. She got into crypto shortly after she launched her meme coin, right? Here's the beginning of it. So she's talking about it. We'll play it for you in a second. Here we go.
My hawk meme coin is live.
So what is a meme coin?
My hawk meme.
Like Doge. It's basically like a cryptocurrency that doesn't really matter per se. That's a Lehman's term of it, okay? So their coin quickly hit a market cap of 50 million, then
500.
500, sorry. Then it nuked to 25 million, so 95% of the money gone in a few minutes, okay? So people are saying, was she responsible? We could talk about that in a second. She certainly plays a part because it's her coin. Okay, after that, she posted to this thing called Tokenomics. She said that the team didn't sell a single token. She was lying and will likely have to talk to a judge about it all. Okay, so then...
That's kind of funny.
Right. Then, here's what really happened. So Bubble Maps, this thing called Bubble Maps, revealed that 96% of the supply was in one cluster. 285 investors joined the Hawk pre-sale. 89 wallets sold 100% immediately. A little bit weird. Kind of sounds like a scam. They said Haley's team has sold absolutely no tokens whatsoever, but the team was saying right here that they did, right? That's what they reported. Interesting. Continuing on. So do you know who CoffeeZilla is?
Yeah, I've seen this.
All right, CoffeeZilla is the guy who exposes celebrity scams, okay? So we're not going to play the whole thing, but he was talking about
This
it.
is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
I've been tracing it on chain for a while. You guys
We're just playing the audio, but real quick, so CoffeeZilla is in the Twitter Spaces or X Spaces with the Hawk Tua girl, and she basically doesn't know what to say after he corners her. So we're gonna play a little bit of it.
generated over $1 million in fees.
And he's calling her
while
out.
Y'all's fans got rug pulled. There was snipers, but there was also insider trading directly linked to y'all's creator account. What are you guys doing?
No. That's not true.
That is true. That's a fact.
No, it's not.
Well, it's a fact, and you can see it on chain. So
Yeah, we know. We trust me. We were there. We can answer that.
you know about the insider trading?
No, there's no insider trading. That's why we can answer it.
Okay, so there's tokens
CoffeeZilla,
going
just-
directly from the main account,
CoffeeZilla, just chill for a second.
and then it's getting sold for 50K. Who is that?
Definitely not us. You think we're doing this for 50K? Yeah, fucking right. Talking to the wrong guy. You're used to these bullshit scammers out here. Not us. Now we had.
That's what everyone says, by the way.
Listen.
So what,
no,
did he
no, no,
just did he just say we're not doing this for 50K? You're used to small scammers. We're a big scammer. What the fuck was that?
I have no clue. But then here's the craziest thing. So after all this, the Hawk Tuah girl decided to end the space because she was tired. Listen to what she was saying. She goes, "I'm going to bed, y'all. Listen to this."
Interrupt you, Nick.
Hold on. If it plays, here we go.
Actual like
Hey
source
guys,
of income.
I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Actual like
Hey
source
guys,
of income.
I hate to
Why does
She
she
sounds
sound
like a
12?
5-year-old. Yeah.
Hey
So-
guys, I'm going bed.
The aftermath. Okay, this was another celebrity coin rug pull. People lost millions and want her in jail. Law firms are looking to sue her. Now, two sides of the coin. Okay, number one, you could say that she was responsible because she was essentially giving out financial advice, saying "buy my coin." Another side could say, well, if you're stupid enough to buy her coin, then you deserve to lose the money. I will say, though, she is guilty. I can predict that. I did a podcast a while back with somebody that was really big into finance. He requested for me to put a warning thing. What's it called?
Like a disclaimer?
Yeah, a disclaimer out there saying that he is not responsible for any financial decisions. He's not giving out free financial advice. Do not listen to him. Really a piece of shit guy, to be honest with you. After.
He was?
Fuck him. But the point is, the point is that Haley Welsh, the Hawk Tuah girl, did not do anything. No disclaimer, nothing. Now, I will say, I'm looking to the camera over here. Take my glasses off.
Okay. I'm going to leave mine on.
That's fine. I'm being serious.
I don't
here.
understand crypto a lick.
It's stupid. If you were dumb enough to buy the Hawk Tuah girl's cryptocurrency, why are you still even alive? Like, if you were dumb enough to go and buy Haley Welsh, the Hawk Tuah girl's cryptocurrency, go check yourself into like an assisted living and just sit there for the rest of your. You have no reason. You don't deserve to drive. You don't deserve to have anything. A government.
Imagine, dude. I just imagine a father, and he comes. You be the wife, okay?
Oh, why do I have to be the wife?
Because
Okay,
this is my
fine.
story.
All right, fine.
Hun.
Okay,
Honey,
I'll be the feminine one.
honey.
Okay.
I have a brilliant idea of how we're gonna save Christmas.
Okay, how are we gonna save it?
Do you remember last year
Yeah.
when that girl was on camera and she was talking about sucking dick and she said, Hawk Tuah, spit on that thing?
Yeah, I'm still never gonna do that for you.
Come on. That's not the point, okay? That's not the point. Okay. I have the best way that we're going to save Christmas
How are we
this
gonna
year.
save Christmas?
We are going to invest in her.
And you know what the woman would say? Fuck no.
Well, that's because every single person that invested in this is a single retarded man.
Correct. Anyway, but do you want to continue playing that role playing a little bit? Let's say let's say you convinced me.
Okay.
All right, honey, we're gonna buy the cryptocurrency.
Okay. It's called Hawk.
Hawk.
And it is guaranteed to blast off.
Is it?
Okay? Guaranteed to blast off. And you know why? Because I trust this lady who's been in the public eye for 8 months.
But shouldn't
and
we
now
go to a
she has
financial advisor?
No, we shouldn't. It's stupid. What do you want? You want to take out a loan? Let's put our last $3,000 into Hawk.
But we have
It will
kids
explode.
together.
It doesn't matter.
But what about if somebody has to go to the hospital?
It doesn't matter. Fuck them. We'll put him in the basement. We'll forget about him. I'm telling you, honey, this is going to the moon.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
But what about my breast surgery?
It doesn't matter.
I want triple D's.
It doesn't matter.
All right, fine.
It's okay. It's okay. Everything is okay. I'm gonna get our son his penis. Okay, I'm gonna get him his penis.
Yeah.
All right. You know how he did transition earlier this year.
Right.
So we're gonna get him his penis. We're gonna get little Cindy Lou Who. We're gonna get her the dog that she wants. We'll get you your triple G's. Okay.
I need my
I
tits.
promise you, everything is going to be okay. Let's just invest into the girl that said Hawk Tuah.
Okay.
Sold! And now we're fucking broke because you're retarded.
His wife left
What
him,
the
by the way.
fuck?
The wife left him. She's gone on to find tits other.
She's fucking her son that just.
Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, dude, I mean, this is so crazy. The fact that this happened, another celebrity scam. You hate to see it.
Dude, you really do.
The people that bought it, though, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Why would you buy her cryptocurrency? It's just crazy.
No,
So
I mean-
the internet was set ablaze. Now,
Rightfully so.
To transition, speaking of the internet being set ablaze, have you been following this story?
I have been. It's a very popular story.
So Andrew Schulz over the last couple of weeks reacted to Kendrick Lamar subliminally dissing him, saying that Andrew Schulz or white comedians in general should not be allowed to make fun of or talk about black women openly in a disrespectful way.
Now it is kind of funny that I know you're a diehard Drake fan,
and we're gonna continue to do it.
But
from
what
that
I was
perspective.
what I was gonna say is Schulz is kind of handling this a little bit more manly than Drake is. Would you agree or no?
I'm not. He didn't even say Andrew Schultz's name though.
Yeah, I guess.
I think it's a completely different thing. Okay, but continuing on,
he's really going in on Kendrick for he didn't name drop him or anything like that. You
right,
know what I mean?
Right. But it's very interesting when we talk about this topic. Okay. So Andrew Schulz was on Flagrant, and like I said before, Kendrick subliminally dissed him, saying white comedians shouldn't be allowed to talk about black women, right? And what happened after was, I don't think that this was a good joke, but nevertheless, so this is what Andrew Schulz responded to Kendrick on when Kendrick subliminally dissed him on his album, and we could talk about if it's funny or not. I'm not going to comment on that, but listen to what he said, because he certainly set the internet ablaze.
And the gang affiliate, everybody, his security, they will kill me. They will destroy me. They'll find me in the street. They'll fucking cut me up. They'll shoot me. They'll do whatever. I'm not a
He's
tough
talking about
guy,
Kendrick
y'all
Lamar's
know.
friends.
But just Kendrick, I would make love to him. And there's nothing he could do about it. Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him. And the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. That's the only thing he could do.
It's great.
If it's me and Kendrick, this is about physics. It's about physics. I don't even know if I'll get hard.
Just pointing it out too. There are two people of color on that couch that are busting out laughing.
Right.
Just pointing that out because it is going to come factor in a couple more, in a couple minutes.
But what Andrew Schulz, we'll listen to the full thing, and then we'll cut it off.
If we're in a cell and we're bored and we done tattooing each other, whatever you do in the cell, and we ran out of board games and we did all the other things, we cleaned everything, and I'm like, man, I might as well fuck you. There's nothing he could physically do to stop that.
Okay, so there's that. And so the internet, of course, was set ablaze. By the way, Andrew Schulz took an interesting turn. I didn't think that I wouldn't personally have made that joke. But he said all these people that Kendrick's with, right? They hate him. They want to kill him. They're coming after him, his kid, family, whatever. But if it's just him and Kendrick one-on-one, he said, I'm not a tough guy, but if it was me and him in a cell, which is interesting. I would personally not have gone that route.
I wouldn't either, but he's a comedian.
Right,
he's going for that.
He's trying.
Right. And I mean, honestly, it's funny. It's funny.
It is what it is.
If you look at it as a fucking comedian, if you're not just a weird Nepo baby, someone.
Right.
It's funny.
Right. And so a lot of people, though, did have a problem with this. So O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son, who is on Team Kendrick, right? Very much Team Kendrick.
Right.
I actually like O'Shea Jackson Jr.
I do too. He was great in what's the fucking movie that he did? He played his dad.
Den of Thieves. No, Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta
He was
Compton,
amazing.
yeah,
He
he
was
was
in Den of
phenomenal.
Thieves too. Anyway, so he subtweeted or quoted it.
Say the word. Read it.
Weird ass.
Say it.
Weird ass N-word.
Say it.
I'm not going to say it. So Andrew Schulz, he comments back to Ice Cube's son. He goes, Google No Vaseline by Ice Cube. And folks, we have the lyrics right here.
It's a good song.
It is a very good song. Now, I know before I read it, I know that it's not really about, non-consensual sex with somebody, okay? I know what it represents, you assholes, but I want to read it because Ice Cube, did he not write these lyrics and perform him? I think they did. Here we go.
Now you're getting done without Vaseline.
Now you're getting done without Vaseline. Damn, it feels good to see people on it. The bigger the cap, the bigger the peeling. Who gives a fuck about a punk-ass villain? You're getting fucked real quick, and Easy Dick is smelling like MC Ren's shit. Tried to tell you a year ago, but Willie D told me to let a hoe be a hoe, so I couldn't stop you from getting ganked. Now let's play Big Bank Take Little Bank. Tried to diss Ice Cube, it wasn't worth it. Cause the broomstick fit your ass so perfect. Cut my hair, cut bar. cut my hair, cut them balls. Cause I heard you giving up the draws. Gangbang by your manager, fella. Getting money out your ass like a motherfucking ready teller. Giving up the dollar bills. Now they got the villain with the purse and the high heels. So don't believe what Ren say, cause he's going out like Kunta Kinte. But I got a whip for you, Toby. Used to be my homie, now you act like you don't know me. It's the case of divide and conquer, cause you let a Jew break up my crew, you house N-word. Gotta run and hide, yelling Compton, but you move back to Riverside. So don't front MC Ren, cause I remember when you drove a B210, broke as a motherfucking Joe. Let you on the scene back to to back up the first team. It ain't my fault one N-word got smart, and they ripping your asshole apart by taking your greed. Oh yeah, the villain does get fucked with no Vaseline.
Can we just go back to that broomstick line? That might be my favorite line in hip hop.
Something came over
Is
me.
that
Where? Okay, here you go. Okay,
Fits your ass so perfect.
tried to diss Ice Cube. It wasn't worth it, cause the broomstick fit your ass so perfect.
Bars!
But Ice Cube's son wants to call Andrew Schulz a weird-ass N-word for making a joke about non-consensual sex.
Granted, Ice Cube is talking about other people fucking with no
But
Vaseline.
he wrote the lyrics.
He did
He
write
wrote the lyrics.
But it's also a diss track. But also, O'Shea Jackson, like, fuck off, dude. It's a fucking joke. And
Right.
everybody's talking about, like, their culture and leave our culture alone. And it's
Right.
like, it has nothing to do with your culture, bro. Stop picking on either side.
Kendrick?
You came after a white man. You literally said that. White, like, whatever the fucking lyric was. So it's like, don't backtrack now when all he's gonna do is fucking make fun of you. He's a goddamn comedian,
Kendrick, I think you're being a little bit of a bitch, sir.
Yeah.
I think you're being a little bit of a bitch because Ryan Scheidmantle, you know South Park.
I do know.
We know South Park.
Yeah.
We're fans of South Park. We'll
Who
play it.
isn't?
We'll play a clip every now and
Who
then on
isn't?
this damn show.
Yeah.
However, Kendrick Lamar said Andrew Schulz, not even directly. He said, don't let a white comedian poke fun of no black women or something like that. I didn't like this song because the song sucked. But who makes fun of black women? Who makes fun of everybody?
South Park?
South Park.
South Park.
Actually, they just recently made an episode making fun of Lizzo, who last time I checked is black.
And fat.
Right. And who announced a couple months ago that they were going to make a comedy about slavery with South Park, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, but you know what? The best part is that's culture related. And we cannot talk about their culture.
Can I just say real quick, though, you want to talk about rap?
Yeah.
Why is rap losing so much money? Why is the rap industry going into the tank and being usurped by the likes of pop music and country music?
Because Dave Blunt's is sitting on a fucking couch. He's 600 pounds. He's on oxygen.
Who the hell listened to country music 15 years ago? Okay, my parent, 15 years ago? You were 8 years old.
I swear to God.
Okay, fine. But
swear to God. I was a little honky.
Listen, now people like you got Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, Zach Bryan. We're not even gonna talk about what he did on this podcast.
Who, Zach Bryan?
Zach Bryan.
Yeah,
Crazy. Okay, but they are the new rappers, right?
It is, yeah.
Rap, country music is the new rap. Why? Because of people like you, Kendrick Lamar. You make what people have called online protest music. They call it protest music. And listen, I will say, some of his albums, past albums, the greatest albums that I've ever listened to. But this last one,
was it Damn? Was that an album?
Damn was really
Yeah,
good.
that was a good album.
That it might have the best outro I've ever heard in my life on a rap album. And then To Pimp a Butterfly, tremendous album. Good Kid, Mad City too. I listen to it every day. And on junior high, going to school on the bus.
I do want to cut you off though.
Cut me
Did you
off.
hear Wiz Khalifa is coming out with Kush and OJ too?
I did see that.
Oh baby.
But
Banger.
here's what's interesting though. You even see rappers now are going to country. Let me go back and weave it all together now, because Kendrick Lamar, a decent reason why you're getting this reaction is because people are moving away from rap. Why? Because it's not profitable anymore. Why? Because it's all the same shit. You're not doing anything different. You're not exciting. Kendrick, his album sales, believe it or not, are going down. So what's very interesting too, to go back to this, is Andrew Schulz talked to Charlemagne the God on the podcast Brilliant Idiots, and he's saying like Kendrick is being a bitch essentially.
So before we play this, I want to dive into rap music, I guess, a little bit more, because I think as grotesque as No Vaseline is, you read the lyrics through there, and number one, we just found a fucking bar of put a broomstick up your ass. It fits so perfect in your ass or whatever the fuck. Like, yeah, it's a legitimate diss track, and it's like, okay, then you have Kendrick who's calling Drake a shitty father, and he's
certified lover boy, certified pedophile.
Yeah, throwing allegations out all over the place, which is okay, whatever. But if you look at anything that's not really a diss track, that's just meant to be just a song, just try to make a hit, throw it out there. Like, I guess that's my reasoning for being like just so far behind in hip hop. And I'll say that as Spotify Wrapped, I did have Big X the Plug in my number 3 spot.
Who,
so,
by the way, is on the come up.
He is.
I like Big X.
Dude, he's
the
a
Plug.
dog. He's a dog.
Aye.
Yeah, he's good.
I hope he lives though.
He's gonna live longer than Dave Blunt's is.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, but like, I think I have an issue with what they've been now calling, and it's not just me, it's not just white people, mumble rap. And this rap that really just doesn't do anything for me.
Exactly. I mean,
and
Future...
granted, yes, every fucking country song is I ride my truck, I fuck my mom.
But can I tell you something?
Like,
country music has become more pop.
It has.
And you see rappers too. You want to talk about Lil Durk with Morgan Wallen.
Shaboom's.
Broadway Girls is a hit.
Banger.
Shaboom's. I don't even know if he's necessarily a rapper, more so country music.
He started as a rapper.
Okay, him. Lil Nas X. Even Quavo has a country song.
Well, that was also with. Well, is it an album or is it just that song?
Maybe it's just a song.
Yeah,
he's doing it.
But he did a song. It's Quavo. It's Luke Bryan.
Post
and
Malone
it's Teddy
too.
Swims. Post Malone.
You want to talk about because why they realized?
But was Post Malone really rap?
He was a rap. At first, he's a rapper.
Well, he was a rapper, but then like I look at like White Iverson and like I guess I guess he is a rapper.
He was a rapper that went into pop star. Now he's everything. But what I'm saying is, rap music now. It's really, really begun to plummet.
It has.
Album sales,
It has.
sales in general. The culture is kind of going away from it.
Right.
And so this is what's left. You can blame Future. Future popularized mumble rap and everybody else followed. But I also think it's due to a lack of new young artists.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, bro. X was in the top 10 of the most listened to artists on Spotify, and Juice WRLD was those were the two guys. That's our Tupac and Biggie. If those guys aren't dead, then I think well listen, in terms of the iconic rappers that died, right?
Okay.
Not in terms of figures, but I'm just saying like those were our two guys in terms of like
on the come up.
Right.
They were
the young guys and still selling a lot of albums to this day, posthumous dead. And so I think it's a testament to that. Oh, also, King Von is in there. You have, oh my gosh, who's the other one? Pop Smoke. All these young Mac Miller. You want to talk about all these younger rappers that died. Like, that was the next generation. So that's also contributing to it as well.
Nipsey Hussle.
I mean, he was... Can I just say something?
Oh, God.
Here we go. Okay, Nipsey Hussle. They're acting like he was the second coming of Christ.
Oh, well, yeah.
Name 5 songs from Nipsey Hussle.
All my life. Grinding all my life.
There's one.
That's it. That's it.
I can't name 5. Here's what I can name. All My Life. There's a song with Drake called Killer. There's the one Dedication with him and Kendrick Lamar. And I'm struggling to think of a 4th.
Yeah.
Why are we portraying Nipsey Hussle like he was this great rapper? You people in the comments can't even name 5 songs. You can't. You can't name 5 songs. You cannot name 5 songs from Nipsey Hussle. I'm really thinking I can't.
We might be barking up the wrong tree.
Anyway.
We might have to go back to Charlemagne and Andrew Schulz.
Sorry. So we're talking about, we're talking about that. Let's go back to Andrew Schulz and Charlemagne the God.
Yeah.
So Andrew was telling Charlemagne that Kendrick is collaborating with South Park to spark the show marking black women. Obviously, Kendrick had a subliminal diss to Andrew Schulz talking about don't let a white comedian talk about black women.
Allegedly. Because he never named them.
Right. So listen to this. We'll watch the video and we'll go forward.
Do you make jokes about black women?
I make jokes about black women, yeah.
Really? Yeah. I never heard them.
No, I can see why you haven't heard them, because I usually do on this podcast called Brilliant Idiots once a week for the last 10 years.
I've never heard. South Park did a whole episode about Lizzo.
Hold on, you're saying South Park did an episode about Lizzo. Wait a minute, but isn't Kendrick Lamar doing a comedy with South Park creators?
Yes.
Wait a minute, hold
Comes
on.
out in the spring.
But do the laws not apply to Kung Fu Kenny? because they're white comedians making fun of black women.
I mean, I don't really know what's going on. I haven't really.
Yo, what's happening in this world? Charlamagne, what's happening in this world?
I haven't really heard about any of this. What's going on?
Well, apparently, rappers.
Tell me where it began.
Okay, rappers started telling comedians that they need to be more respectful of women.
Okay. Let's
something that none of us thought would happen in history.
Let's listen to
Do you know what I mean?
What did he say?
What you talking about?
What,
that the comedians are too disrespectful
that
to...
everybody should just be more respectful.
I like...
No, what he just said, but he could do a show with South Park.
So the guys that created South Park are two white guys, and they've made jokes about black women.
Well, they make jokes about everybody.
Oh, my God. Hold on. What did you say?
Now, they do have a character.
What did you say?
What's the character, the black character? Token. And they do make jokes. Like they did earlier this year, they did do that.
Interesting, right? Here's my final thing to say about Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick, I think you need to stop playing into the woke victim ideology because all your fans did vote for Kamala Harris. They're all over X. They're all over social media. Your keyboard warriors are defending you, talking about, oh, now Kendrick has 3 #1 hits in the same year. Oh, he's better than Drake. Drake's been doing this, and your fans have been discrediting all of us, right? I'll be a Drake defender till I die, saying how... I don't care. Saying how...
Wait till that list comes out before you start saying shit like that.
I don't care. He's innocent. And we were talking about how, listen, he's got number one. But you said, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter about the sales. It doesn't even matter. By the way, Drake has been the #1 streamed and selling rap artist for the past decade. Just came out. Your Spotify rap. Oh, Drake's on it, right? Oh, but I thought he wasn't like us. People talking about in the comments. I'm arguing this guy in our comments. This guy who's goggling on Kendrick's dick, talking about how Drake exposed who he really is. He's not like us. I'm in there assuming that, okay, I guess this guy thinks that Drake is not black or not with the culture, despite putting people like Kendrick Lamar on, A$AP Rocky on. Can we go down the list? Let's go down the list. The Weeknd. You know The Weeknd? Okay. Future, dude, gave him his first #1. Remember Future?
Yeah.
People like that, we don't even have to continue. Let's do it anyway. Party Next Door. You know Party Next Door? You don't know Party Next Door unless Drake brings him on and promotes him.
I think I only know like one song by him.
Nevertheless, you know who he is.
Right.
You know who he is, okay? We can even continue, right? Talk about collaborations with J. Cole that arguably made him more mainstream, but J. Cole still stands on his own in that regard. But like people, you just talk about younger rappers or rappers that have been brought up. Migos.
Yeah.
That Versace, he took them on, he went on tour with them.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about that. All these people can thank Drake in a way for not making them, but at least helping them be brought up in this industry. And they all turn their back on him. Why? Because he's more successful than them. Still.
You love Drake. You
Still,
love Drake. And
the #1, listen, people are saying, this is Kendrick Lamar's year, right? Oh, this is his best year by far. Drake outstreamed him in every single month on Spotify.
Really?
Every single month.
That's funny.
But the media won't tell you that. The keyboard warriors won't tell you that. These fucking losers online that love to defend Kendrick Lamar when in real life they're paying child support. They're on food stamps, government assistance. They don't do anything.
No.
They just sit at home on the keyboard. Fuck them. That's what I say. They're all losers. You're a loser. You are a loser if you listen to the protest music for fun. That's all.
Yeah.
These people can all... I'm sorry.
So,
I'm a little bit worked up.
Well,
do we even have to talk about...
We don't have to talk about this one because since we're going after people in our comments, I would like for you, Luke Pipala, to pull up the clip of just a little tidbit of what we talked about last week between Kyle Kalinske and Joe Rogan.
You want me to pull up that clip?
Yeah, I would like to double down.
All right. Our clip?
Yes.
All right. Oh, shit. Okay. So go ahead and tell the viewers why we're talking about this.
So Kyle Kalinske, who was on the Joe Rogan Experience a little bit, was it last year or beginning of this year?
He's been on there 4 times.
He's been on there.
Oh, look, it's there.
Yeah. So basically, we got a lot of hate. One of the worst videos that we've ever put out, and I would like to sit here and double down. Again, I don't really want to double down on the fact that Kyle Kalinske turned his back on Joe Rogan or whatever the case may be, but I would like to sit here and I would like to defend Joe Rogan. And that is not because I'm gobbling his cock. It is because we are telling the truth about Joe Rogan. Anybody who listens to the Joe Rogan Experience hears multiple times. We just heard in Protect Our Parks 13 where Ari Shaffir posed the question of what do we do if Donald Trump does something stupid. Joe Rogan then said, we sit here and we make fun of him like comedians, like we do. Joe Rogan did not get into the conservative fight until this year. He did not make his he did not even make his presidential pick known. He did not endorse a candidate until Elon Musk came on the episode. Did not even, to Donald Trump's face, endorse him right then and there. He's not always been on Donald Trump's side. He went on what's the dude who always wears a suit? Why am I blanking his name? Dude who always wears a suit. His podcast.
Lex Friedman.
Lex Friedman. Jesus Christ.
So real quick,
he went on the
I'm showing all the comments of which people
yeah.
shat on us. You're going to be in the bottom right-hand corner. Continue.
So we were, again, he went on the Lex Friedman podcast, and Joe Rogan said, I do not want to help Donald Trump. He's constantly said he doesn't want to help Donald Trump. And then I think we have a comment in here, somewhere you could probably find it, where he says, Donald Trump has been, Joe Rogan has been a mouthpiece for the Republicans. He hasn't. He hasn't. In that he shits on, anytime he's talking about the left, all he's doing is shitting on him. Fucking yeah, bro. Yeah, he's shitting on the left like any normal person is. All that Joe is saying is, look at all this weird shit that's going on. Where is Joe Biden, guys? Where's Joe? Who's running the country? Why is Kamala Harris a DEI pick of a vice president that is now running for president? Why? Like, what is going on? That is what he is saying about the left. And then he said the only reason that he did not want to endorse Kamala Harris, and the reason he did endorse Donald Trump was because of all the lies and the bullshit that were going around behind the scenes, that we allowed Tim Walz to lie about where he was and what he was doing, that he was a head coach, but he wasn't. He was an unpaid assistant coach. Everything in Tiananmen Square that he lied about. The lies just continue with him, that he served, that he saw war, like everything that was coming from Tim Walz. And then Kamala Harris, the way she talks, the way she weaves, the way she acts, everything about that. Like, Joe Rogan also said he came to the defense of fucking, who's the other comedian that's he has the Daily Show.
Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart. And he applauded Jon Stewart. Said he's a comedian. At the end of the day, he's a comedian. So at the end of the day, guys, Joe Rogan's a fucking comedian, and he's the biggest podcaster on earth.
But can we read these comments?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we made that video saying that Kyle Kalinske turned on Joe Rogan, and we're just going to read a couple of these, okay? We have some criticisms, all right, whatever. I made a mistake. I didn't know that they were married, Kyle and Kristen Ball, whatever.
Who cares?
Who cares, right? And so here we go. You guys come off as bootlickers right here. I didn't know anyone under 60 that uses the word. Thank you. Kyle has some for the left and the right. Have you watched him? He's got integrity. I have. But that's what's come off as. I know you're fanboys of his show, but you can't be Bernie and then Trump. It's giving bipolar. I said Bernie and Trump are closer than you think. Both are populists who oppose the establishment and want the same direction for America, just different ways to get there. These dudes make Joe Rogan look like Chris Hitchens. Okay, let's get to the more insulting ones, though. Here we go. I love when two bros who know absolutely nothing about politics speak about politics. What did I say? Somebody goes, exactly. Did you even watch the videos that Kyle made and when he commented on what Joe is doing? I have.
Right, go up.
Kyle has remained morally consistent. Joe hasn't. That's all you need to know.
Before this, has Joe Rogan come out against banning abortions, Luke? Yes.
Yeah, he has.
Yes, the answer is yes. He has said, you cannot tell my 14-year-old daughter that she has to have a rapist baby. That's issue one right there.
Exactly.
He is more central than he is right.
Here's another one. Somebody goes, honestly, these guys are annoying. I'd rather watch Kyle any day. In fact, I'm going to now. Bye. You literally commented
Thanks
on
for
our
the
video.
comment,
Yeah, thank
retard.
you. Terrible video. You have nothing interesting to say at all. Okay, continue. The comments are on point. You guys need to listen to Kyle's videos and arguments to fully understand his points. Continuing on. Somebody called us dweebs. You know what cool. A dweeb is? I don't know. But continue on. These guys are losers. Okay, whatever. But
the point is,
let me just say, Joe Rogan is not a mouthpiece for the Republican Party. I don't care how you word it. It's just not true.
It's not.
That's all.
It's not. And that was...
By the way, we got like 70 dislikes and 2 likes on
crazy.
That. So we found the leftist algorithm of YouTube.
Yeah, we did, and I was happy to be there. And again, at the end of the day, I don't care about Kyle Kalinske and I don't care about Joe Rogan.
Same.
Neither of them are in my day-to-day life.
Right.
Yes, I listen to Joe Rogan. I enjoy Joe Rogan. I listen to Joe Rogan because he has interesting people on.
Yes.
But I also listen to Joe Rogan because he has a central mindset when it comes to politics.
We were literally making
and
a
if you
point.
psychos do not realize that he's not a Republican mouthpiece, all he did was deter people for voting for far leftist, insane individuals.
This lady wanted to ban X and essentially ban freedom of speech. It's
Yes.
the only platform where it's all uncensored for the
Yes.
most part. What are you saying?
Exactly.
What are you saying?
Exactly. But those are the same people that'll probably come at, I don't know, Shane Gillis,
Yeah,
Ari
I don't-
Shaffir, Mark Norman. They all sat there. They all talked about Donald Trump.
It's
They're
just-
all going to do an episode at Mar-a-Lago.
It's just stupid, dude. Anyway, we have one more topic and then we'll end the podcast.
Absolutely.
It's just thank you for bringing that up, by the way.
Yeah,
I
for
appreciate it.
sure.
Anyway, so this is really interesting. We're finally getting to this point. Here we go. So a report from End Tribalism and Politics on X says, it's being reported by Democratic insiders that Bernie Sanders is strongly considering announcing his support for RFK Jr. to lead the HHS before 2025.
I thought.
Oh, look! I thought they were two completely separate people, Bernie Sanders and Trump. Listen to this, okay? So Trump and RFK Jr. should reach out to Bernie Sanders personally and speak about this. If Bernie Sanders publicly announces support for RFK, it would be huge for the MAHA movement. Our health epidemic isn't a party issue. It's an American issue. Somebody in the coming Trump administration should make this happen, please. Okay, next. So, Jon Stewart and Bernie Sanders actually discussed Democrats attacking them for agreeing with RFK on the processed food and Elon Musk on Doge. Listen to what he's saying. Continuing on, I'll just play the video and then you guys can decide for yourselves what you think. But personally, this makes a lot of sense to me.
How do you walk that tightrope? Because what I find is there is a gag reflex from, and I think both parties have it, a gag reflex on Robert Kennedy says, ultra processed foods are killing Americans. And I'm like, yeah,
that's right.
God awful. That's got to change. But if you were to say that, boy, are you just dogpiled. How can you agree with Robert Kennedy Jr. on anything? He's this and that. And Elon Musk says we've got waste and inefficiency in the government. And we're like, yeah, we've been yelling about that for years. And as soon as you do that, how dare you? It's really interesting.
John, that is exactly what the challenge is.
How do you walk that tight?
Okay, right there. Those guys are both on the left, and they are agreeing with this Trump administration, RFK, in this regard. It's very fascinating. So,
you want to know what the issue is, Luke?
Tell me.
The left got so big, and the left encompassed so much.
Big umbrella.
Right.
Big umbrella.
Huge umbrella. And so now the left is stuck in a position where not necessarily, the left supporters, but the left, anybody who's involved, with Democrats, they cannot be the ones to come out and say, yes, we need to alienate this branch, or not branch of government, but this, all these jobs. We need to remove, all this wasteful spending.
Right.
It's very concerning the way that, the left acts when they talk about Robert Kennedy Jr. Like he wasn't one of the strongest independent presidential candidates until he endorsed Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Say what you will about RFK. Yeah, he cheated on his wife. Yeah, he might be a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, whatever. Allegedly. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's obvious that processed foods are killing Americans.
Exactly.
Like, I don't understand why we have this disconnect where, and also if you look at the reports, yeah, government spending is at an all-time high. Government spend waste is at an all-time high. And now we're talking about putting money back into Americans' pockets by lessening what we're paying all of these different government officials for.
That's powerful,
and all
dude. The fact that people on the left want this too, like Bernie Sanders and Jon Stewart, is incredible.
They're not presidential candidates. That's the issue. Kamala Harris.
Well, Bernie Sanders is a sitting senator, though.
Well, right, but
very powerful influence.
Right, but I'm saying Kamala Harris and Tim Walz were not in a position to sit there and say, yes, we're going to eliminate this. We're going to do this because those people are on their sides.
I know. It's very. I'm just very happy that Jon Stewart and Bernie Sanders made that.
I like
vocal.
Jon Stewart. Dude.
Personally, Bernie Sanders once again a little bit closer to Trump than everybody wants to predict. Here we go. So I'll do this in like 60 seconds. Okay.
Go ahead.
Bernie Sanders, radical outsider, populist on the left, right? Donald Trump, radical outsider, populist on the right. Okay. Bernie Sanders technically an independent. Donald Trump should be an independent, but he's not. Bernie Sanders, things different from the Democratic Party, such as Medicare for all. He, for whatever reason, now they abandoned the workers. He wants to give the workers rights, 4-day work week, a bunch of stuff that the Democratic Party doesn't push. Here we go. Donald Trump now has taken a moderate pro-choice stance, abortion in the cases of rape, incest, life of the mother, and very lenient on that compared to the Republican Party of the past. Also, too, foreign interventionist wars, he's completely against that. No new war started in his administration and wants to get all of that stuff completely done with and away with. One more thing, criminal justice reform, nonviolent drug, imprisonment. He freed, I think, something like a couple thousand people that were put away from wrongful possession of marijuana. Yeah, they were convicted for like 25 to life in some cases.
Yeah.
And he's taking people out of prison. Those are some things that are very liberal, very left of the Republican Party, and something that they would have never entertained.
Right.
So I'm just telling you, like, they are closer in comparison than you would think. And the fact that Bernie is agreeing with some of these policies, because of people that have put Trump put people in, I'm telling you, it's a really good sign. And I think we're going to have more unity in this country going forward than we think. We have one more video. Do you want to play it?
I would love to.
All right. You want to talk about liberal outrage?
I can't stand when I tell you that this man is one of the most woke people that I've ever listened to. Unfortunately, had to listen to. I thought back in the day when I was in school that this dude was a genius. I thought he was a genius, and he is still super, super smart. Okay,
You want to say he's dumb? You think Neil deGrasse Tyson's dumb?
I think that him and the Hawk Tuah girl might be on the same playing field with this take.
Well, Neil deGrasse Tyson basically said that there's no difference between male and women in sports and what they're capable of to Piers Morgan. So we're going to play it for you and decide for yourself.
What I said was the idea of creating categories within a sport, splitting them in the example I gave, which I just made it up, like hormone ratios, is not fundamentally weird compared to dividing wrestlers by weight.
No,
because
it is.
The only
It is.
reason why you
I'm
do
gonna
this
respond.
is to make an interesting contest.
No, Neil, you're wrong.
And so you said Floyd Mayweather fight. Hold on.
You're
you
wrong.
said Floyd Mayweather.
You're not
fighting
allowing for the superior male biology when it comes to lung capacity, stamina, to body mass, to muscle mass, all those things. If you just take one criteria of hormones, you're not allowing all that. I'll give an example. Caitlyn Jenner, who obviously... hang on. I'm going to finish my point. Let me finish my point. Caitlyn Jenner was an Olympic male decathlon gold medal winner. Caitlyn is a big golf fan. And when she started playing golf after she transitioned, she was allowed to play off the women's tees, which are 50 yards further than the men's tees. And she quickly realized that she was still smashing it 300 yards down, and obviously was then beating all the women that she played. So she now plays back off the male tees because her biology is that of a man. And I feel that was the most honest way to deal with it. I also feel that if you want to have a separate category, have a trans category. Or have trans women...
Do that.
Did you see his face deflate?
Yeah. First off, I love the circus, so go ahead and do that. We'll finish up.
Against men, which is their biology. Isn't that the scientific way to resolve this?
I love the circus, so I'm all for that. You want to make a separate thing? That's fine with me. I'll take that. But yeah, I mean, Neil deGrasse Tyson basically said there's no inherent difference between men and women in the same weight class of sports. But this guy's a scientist, and they want us all to trust the science. So here's what I say, Neil. I don't think that you should be anywhere near a basketball court or a football field. You should just stay inside and do what you do best. You're one of the best in your field. But do the thing that you're supposed to do and exercise the brain muscle.
Right.
Obviously, you haven't been paying attention to anything else in your body, which is fine. I mean, you're very intelligent. You're a great asset to our world and our society, and everything in your field of expertise is what I want to hear. However, I do not want to hear you talk about men and women and how there's really no difference in terms of athletic ability in sports. That's all it is.
I mean, that's quite frankly, that's all you need to see.
All you need to see.
Or that's all you need to hear is that Caitlyn Jenner, when she started playing golf, was sitting pin high from the fucking women's tees on the green, and all these women are still 2 strokes behind her because she's a man.
Man.
She's a man.
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 Woman.
Emphasis on the man. She's a fucking man. You
That's-
can't have boys in girls sports. You can't have girls in boys sports. LeBron James would murder Caitlin Clark. Okay? No matter how you slice it. And he's talking about their weight divisions. Yeah, the only reason that you have separate weight divisions in wrestling is, you make it a little bit more fair. Because if I was to wrestle Luke Pipala, all I would have to do is lay on him. That is why you do it.
I'd grab your cock.
Which is fine. I'd
grab your
probably
cock.
let you. But at the end of the day, that's one of the only sports, like wrestling and martial arts, and that's one of the only sports. But then you start talking about allowing men into the women's genre of track and field, and then we start seeing the men dominate, start breaking records by a lot.
A lot.
Like he talked about lung capacity. I mean, probably even. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but I would say wingspan.
Yeah.
Height's definitely a big one. Yeah, you see some tall broads out there, but most of them are fucking, under 6 foot, okay?
Exactly. So I don't know. It's just crazy that people are still making this argument. To cap it off, because I do have to go, I would just like to say that I came out as non-binary a couple of years ago on this show. So
Are you still sticking with that?
Yeah, I'm
That's good.
So
That's
I'm
good.
insulated from any comment. If you guys think this is homophobic, it's not, because I'm non-binary.
Yeah.
So we're gonna continue with that.
Brown Steelers,
real quick. I think the Browns are gonna take an L. They haven't won in Pittsburgh since like 2003, and I think it's gonna be more of the same. Just tank for the draft pick at this point.
Didn't the Browns beat the Steelers at home during the wild card?
They did, but that was a whole. I'm talking about regular season.
Okay.
But anyway, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm not too excited. I'll throw a parlay. I'm going to an open house with the fiance today during the game. Yeah, we're checking things out.
We're
So we'll
finally gonna get heat in the studio.
hopefully, God willing. So we'll see. But I mean, not really expecting anything. Just go in to look.
Yeah,
so,
I like that.
But all right, fellas. You have a great rest of your day. And if you too like the circus like I do, then maybe we get the Trans Olympics going.
Episodes are gonna be changing.
Yeah, they'll be changing definitely.
Well, I'm saying from release date, they're not gonna be.
I
On
know.
Mondays
Yeah.
anymore.
We're gonna be releasing on Fridays now going forward. So
We'll
this
see you
one,
Friday.
yeah, we'll see you Friday. We'll see you.